Desperate times call for desperate measures, they say, and this is the lesson from our next story too. The US media is reporting that Joe Biden will be heading to Saudi Arabia, the same kingdom he once vowed to make a pariah. Biden will go there sometime later this month. The trip has not been officially announced yet, but the message from it is loud and clear. It is Advantage MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He's got Biden to salvage ties without saying a word. Flashback to 2018, the assassination of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi planted seeds of discord between the US and Saudi Arabia. There was a bipartisan demand to punish Riyadh. But the Trump administration could not afford to do that. Strategic ties were too old and the money coming from arms sales too dear. But Joe Biden said he wanted none of it. Biden promised to put morals over money. He ran for office, swearing to make Saudi Arabia pay the price for murdering Khashoggi. He vowed to make Saudi Arabia a pariah. And he did not shy away from pointing the finger at MBS, the Crown Prince. Presidential hopeful Joe Biden said, and I'm quoting, "Khashoggi was in fact murdered and dismembered, and I believe on the order of the Crown Prince." It doesn't get more straightforward than this. Now, President Biden is flying down to meet that same Crown Prince, and that's hardly surprising. Biden needs to do some serious damage control because the war in Ukraine has not left him with any other option. Energy prices are soaring at home and abroad, and Biden must woo Saudi Arabia. The kingdom is not only the world's top oil exporter, one of the top, but also the leader of the global oil cartel, the OPEC. So Joe Biden is heading to Riyadh with midterm elections just a few months away. He will play all his cards to try and reduce energy prices. But where will this leave his pariah promise? No one's grinning wider than MBS. He did not have to do very much to get Biden to bid goodbye to his morals. All he had to do was, one, get the OPEC to increase oil production, and two, extend the truce in Yemen. You see, there was already a 2-month truce in place. This was between the Houthi rebels and the Saudi-led coalition that was fighting them. That truce has been extended. So these were the concessions that MBS made. And before you knew it, American media was abuzz with an upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia. Biden was issuing direct statements in praise of Saudi Arabia, statements like this one, and I'm quoting, "Saudi Arabia demonstrated," these are Biden's words, "Saudi Arabia demonstrated courageous leadership by taking initiatives early on to endorse and implement terms of the UN-led truce." Does Joe Biden really stand to gain by making this U-turn on his Saudi policy? Not too many months ago, the Biden administration was slapping sanctions against Saudi officials. They were releasing intelligence reports on Khashoggi's murder. As soon as Russia invaded Ukraine, Biden chose to stand down. Sometime in the month of February, White House officials were secretly shipped to Saudi Arabia. It was later confirmed that the visit was intended to, quote-unquote, reduce the impact on the global oil marketplace. Biden then reportedly wanted to talk to MBS over the phone. Reports say the Saudis never answered that call. But MBS made it a point to send a message to Biden. He gave an interview to an American media outlet, and this is what he said, and I'm quoting, "We don't have the right to lecture you in America. The same goes the other way. You don't have the right to interfere in our internal issues." Even if Biden makes some energy gains with his Saudi visit, his political losses will outweigh them. Biden will be paying a political price for his outreach to MBS and for failing to deliver on yet another election promise. And there's a reason I say this. Let's go back to the month of March. The White House was testing waters. There were reports that the president could be traveling to Saudi Arabia. The reaction was overwhelmingly against Biden. The president's own party did not spare him. Activists said the president was aligning with human rights abusers. Alignment or estrangement. It is MBS who gets to win. The Crown Prince made his point by not answering calls from the US. And he will be making a point when Biden comes to meet him in his own kingdom. So that's MBS 1, Biden 0. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.